Hey, good morning to you. We'll say it again. Jesus is Lord, and the Word does work. A couple of days we've been talking about this over there in Luke chapter 10, where Martha was cumbered about much serving. All of the natural things had come in on her, pounded down on her, and it caused Jesus to say this after she said, Lord, make them come help me, and you come help me, and don't you care either, because the cares of this world will press you down until you get offended at everybody. I want you to watch what Jesus said about Mary. He said, Martha, Martha, thou art cumbered about much caring and many things. And then he says, but Mary, let me read that because I wrote this out the other night. And he said, but one thing is needful. And then he went on and said, and Mary hath chosen that good part. Now watch this, which shall not, never, no, never be taken away from her. Now watch, I want you to get this. Salvation comes from the Word of God. Deliverance comes from the Word of God. Healing comes from the Word of God. Joy comes from the Word of God. True happiness comes from the Word of God. Peace comes from the Word of God. Having a wonderful marriage comes from the Word of God. Walking in victory, or victory comes from the Word of God. Now, all these other things that you might be going through in life and doing, they're necessary. I mean, you got to go to work every day, make a living every day, make money. But you need to put the Word first place in your life. Before you go to work, you ought to meditate in the Word that my God shall supply all of my needs according to His riches and glory, because the job is just one way that God can do it. God is a God of miracles. I didn't say that. Miracles come from the Word of God. So if you need salvation, if you need deliverance, if you need peace, if you need money, if you need joy, if you need all the things that you need to put the Word first place. Because Jesus said this, one thing is needful, and Mary hath chosen that good part. Now, what's that? Good stuff. I mean, the Word's good. Thank God for the Word. I say it all the time. The Word works. Pat and I go to the Word and do things that the Word says. And sometimes my mind says, you don't need to do that. Or my body says, it's not going to work. I remember one time I told you a little bit about it. I told Pat I didn't know what to do about fixing a bike. And she says, well, why don't you start saying I have the wisdom of God? Made me mad, but when I started saying it and just a few hours later, I figured it out and fixed the thing. The power is in the Word. Not in what you think about it, not in what the First Yama Church preaches about it. The power is in the Word, and Jesus said rather than worrying about all the problems and all the things you got to do, you need to put the Word first place in your life. My son, attend to my Word, or in other words, make the Word the final authority and also put it first in your life, because the Word's what changes you. Pat and I have been married 50 years, been preaching this good stuff for 50 years. We're enjoying divine health, doing what we want to do, our bills are paid. All that's because we don't preach the Word. We study the Word, we meditate in the Word, we listen to the Word, we incline our ear to the Word and keep it before our eyes, because the power is in the Word. Hey, I'll come back to this tomorrow, but you have a wonderful Word day. Put that Word first place in your life, because that's what's going to change things in your life. So until I'm with you tomorrow, saints, again, you remember Jesus is Lord. Thank God, the Word works.